Good morning. As the sun rises on another chilly day, you might be wondering what kind of winter is waiting just around the corner. I'm Al Roker, and I'm here to help you get ready for the winter of 2025 to 2026. Whether you're a snow lover, a commuter, or just hoping for a mild season, we've got you covered with the latest outlooks and expert insights. Will you be firing up the snowblower for another round of shoveling? Or will a light jacket be all you need to face the cold? Maybe it'll be a mix of both, depending on where you live. To answer that, let's dig into the big climate signals already shaping the season ahead. Meteorologists are busy analyzing mountains of data, from temperature trends to atmospheric patterns, to give us the best possible picture. Remember, long-range forecasts aren't about certainties, they're about trends and probabilities. They help us prepare for what's likely, even if we can't predict every snowflake or sunny day. We look at global patterns, especially ocean temperatures in places like the Pacific, to predict how the jet stream might steer cold blasts or bring milder air. These patterns are like clues in a giant weather puzzle. The main story this year? It's all about what's happening in the equatorial Pacific, where the famous El Niño and La Niña events are born. These climate phenomena can tip the scales toward wetter, drier, colder, or warmer conditions. These powerful forces don't just affect the US, they shape weather across the globe, influencing everything from droughts in Australia to snowstorms in North America. Knowing which one is in charge is key to our forecast. Right now, the signs point to a specific setup, but as always, there's a bit of unpredictability in the mix. Weather is full of surprises, and that's part of what makes each winter unique. Over the next few scenes, we'll break down what all this means for your region, whether you're bracing for snow, rain, or the occasional winter storm. We'll look at temperature trends, snowfall chances, and what you can expect in your neighborhood. So grab a warm drink, settle in, and let's dive into what winter 2025 to 2026 could bring. Whether you're planning for snow days or dreaming of an early spring, we're here to help you get ready for whatever's on the horizon. Let's dig into what's steering our winter weather this year. The key players are La Niña and ENSO neutral conditions. But what do these terms really mean for our weather patterns? La Niña or ENSO neutral conditions are part of a larger climate phenomenon known as the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. This cycle involves periodic fluctuations in sea surface temperatures and atmospheric conditions over the central and eastern Pacific Ocean. ENSO is the Pacific cycle of warming and cooling. When the ocean temperatures are neither too warm nor too cool, we call it ENSO neutral. This neutral phase can make weather predictions more challenging because it lacks the strong signals that El Niño or La Niña provide. Neutral means ocean temps are average, making forecasts tricky and winters more variable. Without a dominant pattern, the weather can swing unpredictably, leading to a mix of conditions that can change rapidly. Right now, models lean toward a weak to moderate La Niña. This means that while the signals are not as strong as a full-blown La Niña, they are still significant enough to influence our weather patterns. La Niña cools the eastern Pacific, pushing the polar jet stream north, bringing colder, stormier weather to the northern US. This shift can lead to more frequent and intense winter storms, as well as colder temperatures in these regions. Meanwhile, the south tends to be warmer and drier, which can worsen droughts. This pattern can have significant impacts on agriculture, water resources, and overall climate conditions in these areas. Less snowpack in the southern Rockies and less rain for California and Arizona are real concerns. These conditions can lead to water shortages and increased wildfire risks, affecting both the environment and local communities. But the transition to La Niña isn't set in stone. There's still a chance that we could see a neutral winter, which would bring its own set of challenges and uncertainties. If it stalls and we get a neutral winter, other unpredictable factors like the Arctic Oscillation can take over. This can lead to sudden shifts in weather patterns, including unexpected cold snaps and surprise storms. That means sudden cold snaps or surprise storms are possible. These events can disrupt daily life, causing travel delays, power outages, and other challenges. So, while we're betting on La Niña, we're keeping an eye on that neutral wild card. It's important to stay informed and prepared for whatever this winter may bring. The forecast could shift quickly, so stay tuned. Keep an eye on weather updates and be ready to adapt to changing conditions. Here's the big temperature picture this winter won't be one size fits all. Expect a classic north-south divide, colder than average in the northern states, warmer than average in the south. The coldest air will anchor over the northern plains, upper Midwest, and Great Lakes. Think more frequent Canadian chill, not record cold, but a steady winter. Southern states from California to Florida will see milder, above-average temps, thanks to the jet stream staying north. Occasional cold fronts will sweep through, but overall it'll be a gentler winter down south. The central US, the battleground, will see near-normal temps with wild swings between warm spells and cold snaps. This variability means you could go from spring-like to deep freeze in a week. For those in the middle, be ready for anything. The patchwork quilt analogy fits. Every region gets its own winter story. Preparation is key, no matter where you live. Northeast and Midwest, brace yourselves for a classic winter. La Niña favors an active storm track here. Expect colder, snowier conditions than average. The polar jet will dip, letting Arctic air spill south and setting up frequent cold blasts. Great Lakes cities like Chicago and Detroit will see persistent chill and higher chances for lake-effect snow. Snowbelt regions could rack up impressive totals. Keep those shovels handy. In New England, watch for powerful nor'easters. Heavy snow, strong winds, and coastal flooding are all on the table. The exact storm tracks matter. A small shift can mean snow or rain for major cities. Overall, expect more significant snow events and extended cold periods. It's a winter for skiers and snow lovers, but also a challenge for commuters. This year, the northern tier gets a true taste of old-fashioned winter. Down south, it's a different story. Expect a warmer, drier winter for the southeast and southwest. La Niña sets up a high-pressure ridge, deflecting storms and cold air north. Cities from Atlanta to Phoenix will see more sunshine and fewer cold snaps. The main concern, less rain. Drought could worsen, impacting agriculture and raising wildfire risks. The Southwest, especially, relies on winter precipitation for water, so a dry season is a big deal. While most days will be mild, the South isn't immune to sudden Arctic blasts. Brief, sharp freezes, like the Texas freeze of 2021, are possible even in a warm winter. These events are rare but can be disruptive, so don't let your guard down. Enjoy the mild days, but stay prepared for surprises. Winter in the South is a mixed bag. Sunny stretches with the occasional cold shock. The West Coast will see a dramatic north-south split in precipitation. The Pacific Northwest is in for a wetter-than-average winter, with atmospheric rivers bringing abundant rain and mountain snow. This is great news for ski resorts and water supplies. Expect a deep snowpack in the Cascades. Seattle and Portland should prepare for a classic soggy winter. Meanwhile, Central and Southern California will be much drier, as the storm track stays north. Extended dry spells raise wildfire risks and mean less snow for the Sierra Nevada. Bad news for water managers. Southern California will be hoping for any storms that break through the high-pressure block. The north gets soaked, the south stays parched. It's a tale of two winters on the West Coast. The Intermountain West, spanning Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado, sits right on the edge of La Niña's powerful influence this winter. This region is famous for its dramatic landscapes and world-class ski resorts, but every year, the weather pattern can tip the scales between a season of powder days or a long wait for snow. This year, the stakes feel especially high, with skiers, snowboarders, and water managers all watching the forecast closely. The Northern Rockies are set for above-average snowfall. Fantastic news for ski resorts, local economies, and the region's crucial water supplies. Consistent storms are expected to blanket the mountains, creating deep snowpacks that not only thrill winter sports enthusiasts but also help replenish rivers and reservoirs come spring. Resorts like Jackson Hole and Big Sky are poised for a strong season, with steady cold temperatures and reliable moisture. Visitors can look forward to fresh powder days, vibrant après-ski scenes, and a boost for local businesses that depend on winter tourism. For many, it's shaping up to be a skier's dream. But as you move south into Utah and Colorado, the story changes. Here, snow totals will likely hover closer to average, with some areas, especially in southern Colorado, potentially seeing below normal snowfall. Resorts in these regions may have to be more patient, waiting for the right storms to deliver the goods. With fewer storms and less natural moisture, ski resorts in the southern part of the region may need to rely more heavily on snowmaking equipment to keep their slopes open and safe. This means higher costs and more work behind the scenes to create that winter wonderland experience. The biggest concern, though, is for Arizona and New Mexico. These states are expected to have a dry winter, with weak snowpack and limited opportunities for winter recreation. For local communities and ecosystems, this lack of snow can have lasting impacts, from reduced tourism to stressed water supplies. This puts extra strain on the Rio Grande and Colorado River basins, worsening already challenging drought conditions. Water managers will be keeping a close eye on every storm, hoping for relief that may not come. So, while northern skiers celebrate deep powder and packed slopes, southern water managers and communities will be watching anxiously, hoping for a change in the weather pattern. The region's winter is truly a split decision. Plenty of snow and excitement up north, but not nearly enough down south to meet the needs of people, wildlife, and the land itself. In the end, the snowline could make or break the season for many, drawing a sharp boundary between a skier's dream and a season of waiting. Let's talk about uncertainty. No forecast is set in stone. The Arctic Oscillation is a major wildcard, flipping between phases and sometimes overriding La Niña. A negative AO can unleash Arctic air far south, causing surprise cold snaps even in mild winters. The jet stream's exact position is another variable. A small shift can mean big changes in snow and storm tracks. The strength of La Niña itself could change, amplifying or muting its effects. If La Niña fizzles, we could see a much more unpredictable winter. That's why this forecast is a guide, not a guarantee. Stay tuned for updates as the season unfolds. So what should you do with all this info? Prepare now. Don't wait for the first storm. Get your home ready. Check your furnace, seal windows and doors, and stock up on essentials. Prep your car, check tires, battery, and pack a winter emergency kit with blankets, snacks, and a flashlight. Have a family emergency plan. Know what to do if the power goes out or you get separated. Keep a 3-day supply of food, water, and batteries at home. If you rely on medical devices, have a backup power plan. Stay informed. Local forecasts will get more detailed as winter approaches. Use trusted sources, TV, weather apps, or your local meteorologist. A little planning now means a safer, smoother winter. Stay safe, and here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.